Hello YouTube. This is part one, part two of two of my album collection. This is the Ashby Heapy, also known as Lennon Luna Jr. And I'm about to show you my other part of the album collection. Starting now. Bob Dylan. He's actually my influence for my songwriting, which I also love his songs, which in my mind, I love what he talks about. In my mind, he's the greatest lyricist of all time because his words are so deep and cryptic. For example, like a Rolling Stone, which is his magnum opus, was about freedom, the rise to the top without caring. And here is Cream's greatest hits. Yeah, Eric Clapton, Ginger Baker, Jack Bruce with Sunshine of Your Love. I mean, truthfully, I'm not a fan of collecting greatest hits. I mean, I could have gone, Disraeli Gears and Fresh Cream and also Wheels of Fire. But, I ended up with this. But I hope one day I'll get them. But I love this band. Great power trio. It's actually one of the first. The Who. Yeah, The Who. It's another greatest hits collection. It has songs like Anywhere, Anyhow, Anywhere, and Anywhere. I don't know how to say the title, but there's My Generation, I Can't Explain, Baba O'Reilly. Oof, a lot of awesome kick-ass songs. But my all-time favorite Who song would always will be Magic Bus. And of course, here's I Am a Prog Rock Lover. Yes, with Fragile. I definitely love this album. Has hits like Roundabout, South Side of the Sky, Long Distance Runaround with Connected to the Fish, which is Chris Squire's bass solo, and Heart of the Sunrise. Also includes a bonus track, which is America, which is their cover of America from Simon and Garfunkel. And Close to the Edge, one of the best prog rock albums in my mind, along with In the Court of the Crimson King, which is the first King Crimson album. And it has, pretty crazy tunes like Close to the Edge, which is 18 minutes. And could you imagine it took a whole side back then? Pretty kick ass. Yeah. But there's only 3 songs on there, but they're pretty long, but worth listening to. And I love Rick Wakeman. And in my mind, I think Yes, the best era of Yes was when they had Chris Squire, Rick Wakeman, Steve Howe, Bill Bruford, and John Anderson. Screw you for going on tour without John Anderson, man, because he's the key to your band. And why hire a tribute singer? It sucks. And here is Led Zeppelin 4, or they call it 4, or the Zozo album, after Jimmy Page's Mystical Symbols. This is the first album which includes those symbols, which is like the Trinity, which is John Bonham, the Feather in the Circle, that's Robert Plant, and the Witches. I don't even know what is that because I haven't been I mean, I am into New Age beliefs and paganism, but truthfully, my real beliefs is a universalism. But there's this weird-looking witchcraft symbol, which is what I don't even know what it is. I saw those at the Wiccan store, but I'm not a Wiccan or Satanist. I'm actually a universalist. But I actually love this because of the songs like Stairway to Heaven, Battle of Evermore, Rock and Roll, and Black Dog. Check this out if you're a true Zeppelin fan. And another greatest hits album, The Moody Blues, with Go Now, their 1965 R&B hit, Tuesday Afternoon, Nights in White Satin. This is actually my least in my collection because, I prefer the full versions of Tuesday Afternoon with Forever Afternoon, which attaches to Evening Time to Get Away and Nights in White Satin. It's actually way better in albums than just greatest hits, which is pointless in my mind. And then here comes my the band that really defined me, Hawkwind, that I mentioned in the radio earlier. I got this album just 2 days ago, and I absolutely love the songs. Psychedelic Warriors, Wind of Change, D Rider, You Better Believe Me. If you hear Lost Johnny, you can hear Lemmy's direction. Yeah, Lemmy was in this group. Lemmy's direction on what he will take when he ends up in Motorhead. Pretty ballsy space rock music. I mean, in my mind, the best lineup for Hawkwind, I have to say, is on the next album. I mean, I like when Simon House came in, but he was a pretty kick-ass keyboard player. And also brought that string arrangement because it reminds me of the United States of America, the psychedelic band, which don't use electric guitars but electric violins. But this brought the element to it. But the best lineup for Hawkwind has to say when they did the Space Ritual album. This is the 95th time I heard this album, and it's the best live album of all time by Hawkwind. And this is the lineup consists of Dick Mick, Del Detmar, Lemmy, Dave Brock, Nick Turner, Simon King, and Robert Calvert. I have, in my mind, the best lineup of all time. I mean, they were pretty tight when they did this album. Really tight. I mean, especially when they do extended improvisations and like songs like. And for my mind, as a person with Asperger's syndrome and autism, this album really speaks to me. Like, Born it goes about your destiny within your mentality. Argon Accumulator is the pleasures of being as isolated. Brainstorm, the verge of a meltdown. And You Shouldn't Do That, which I dedicate to Autism Speaks because they're pretty fucked up. Of course, my all-time favorite Beatle with his solo album, Lennon Legend. Well, another greatest hits album. I'm fucking tired of greatest hits, man. Give me some Plastic Ono Band album, or some Imagine album. But I don't want no more greatest hits. I used to be a lover of greatest hits, but I'm more about albums now. And I actually like it because it has Imagine, Instant Karma, Power to the People, Give Peace a Chance. I mean, in my mind, Imagine is the world anthem for world peace. And one of my favorite albums of all time, well, probably must be the second or third best album I ever heard, Dark Side of the Moon. Whenever I get in the mood, I put this on my CD player and I hear the entire album from start to finish. I mean, it has some great tunes. It's a concept album about insanity. The theme is basically what makes people insane. That's what it's about. Like Speak to Me, Breathe, which is about life, and On the Run's Paranoia. Time is wasting time to your death, and Great Gig of the Sky is about death, money, greed, us and them, war, Any Color You Like, which is I'm not even sure what is that about, and Brain Damage, which is insanity and lunacy within ourselves as human beings. Roger Waters did a great job writing those words. And of course, I got my Grateful Dead albums as well, with my favorite of all time, Anthem of the Sun. Anthem of the Sun, I like it. I think it's the best Grateful Dead album of all time. I know they're way better live, and I do definitely agree with your Deadheads. That is true. But the thing I like about it is it's pretty whimsical. Like, That's It for the Other One, New Potato Cookies. I mean, when they come up with these funny titles, but I actually love their rear core sequences and their improvisations. Like, they took live recordings from their shows and they mixed it together with studio effects like kazoos and they recorded. It's like pretty genius. Like, combined studio and live. Pretty awesome what they've done. And I have to say, Caution, Do Not Step on the Tracks is pretty ballsy because it starts out like a simple bluesy tune and then it just speeds up and slows down and then at the end you get this really crazy feedback attack. But that's what it's all about. This whole album, psychedelic, 100% psychedelic. And then in my mind, this is the Grateful Dead to its true roots. That's what they started out as. And of course, they started out as a R&B band, but this is what really defines them, their psychedelic period. And of course, I've got the live Dead album, which is the Grateful Dead's first live album from the Grateful Dead's first live album. Sorry to repeat that. And I love their tunes, and they're trying to show what they can do live. Like, they improvise like crazy. I like that. I love long songs. That's why I have Close to the Edge, which is really long. But the Dead, they'll improvise, whenever they feel like it. Like, for example, Dark Star, which is 24 minutes here, but they can extend it to 30, and the longest time 48 minutes. And I'm pretty great at singing Turn On Your Love Light, which is a absolutely great cover tune for Pigpen to sing on this album. And the rest, Saint Stephen, the 11, Death Don't Have Mercy, and we Bid You Good Night. Great live album. Actually, second best live album of all time, after Hawkwind's Space Ritual. Working Man's Dead, of course. That's when they started going country and some Americana roots and a little bit of blues and folk, but they were trying to do a country western, a California style country western with Working Man's Dead, but they could still kept their their stoner roots with their songs. I mean, I like Uncle John's band, really great. Casey Jones, I will not stop singing along to it. High Time, You Sweet Way Boogie, Easy Wind. I also love singing Easy Wind. Great Pigpen too. For some reason, I'm way better singing like Pigpen than other people. Well, I can sing like Jerry, but Pigpen is the guy for me. And of course, American Beauty. Sorry, upside down. American Beauty with Box of Rain, Friend of the Devil, Sugar Magnolia. And for all you Christians, all you freaky deaky Christians, Friend of the Devil is not a demonic song or satanic. If you listen to the words, it says, ran into the devil and he loaned me 20 bills. And then when you get to the next verse, it says, ran out after the chorus, ran out of the levee, but the devil got me there. Took my $20 bills and vanished in the air. That shows he's a bad guy. And when he says, stood out running, but I take my time, a friend of the devil's a friend of mine. He says, friend of the devil's not a friend of mine. Not I am the friend of the devil. So you better keep that in mind. So don't fuck around, you fucking Christians, because the friend of the devil is not a demonic song. As you thought it was. Ha! And of course, The Door, another greatest hits album. Come on, I gotta stop collecting these. Oh, The Doors' greatest hits album, which is the very best of The Doors. But I should definitely get the debut album of The Doors. Also, Morrison Hotel and L.A. Woman. Those songs are really awesome here. I mean, I just got it, and then I really enjoyed dancing around to Love Her Madly, sing along to Touch Me, The End, Crystal Ship, Strange Days, and Break On Through. Well, that's everything in my album collection, and I'm about to bring you some updates. I just turned 23, and the reason I had a little delay with my album, my part 2 of my album collection is because I had to wait for Hall of the Mountain Grill by Hawkwind and Live Dead. I just ordered it because I just got a $25 gift card, and I ordered these two as a result of it. And I had The Doors Greatest Hits that I got it for my birthday. I was originally supposed to do it on my birthday, but since the albums came in, and I was like, yeah, I can do the rest also, so I don't have to skip them. Yeah, I hope I get all their albums soon. Like, I would like to get United States of America, which is a psychedelic band, but for some reason, how did they come up with that name? Because the thing I like about them is that no electric guitars. Not that. That's in the back. Well, I was just playing with that earlier, but they use electric violins, synthesizers, and I'm not sure, but I think their synthesizers are homemade because they did explain it. And first fretless bass player, and they also had. I like the idea with an electric violin player, but they also use a lot of keys. And like I say again, no electric guitars, and they managed to do pretty ballsy psychedelic rock music in just one album. And in my mind, I have to agree, the greatest underrated album of all time. I'm also planning to get a lot of studio albums. Probably, go back on collecting Zeppelin, because that Zeppelin now, I've been having that for 5 years. But I hope I can get more kick-ass albums. Probably get some Jeff Beck Group or Cream albums or any other 60s or 70s, or even jam band. Like, I always wanted to get Billy Breathes by Fish, String Cheese Incident, and some Widespread Panic. And also some, Ostrich Tentacles, which just got into them. I like their sound. It's like so ethereal, psychedelic, and tripping. And also very spacey too. I love Ostrich Tentacles. And an update on Hip Forums, and I have to say, welcome back. I came back on my birthday, and I'm proud that I did. And for all the people I heard, put down, like, there's this girl named Dahlia that I really put down. I regret doing that because, I was mad that day, and I also regret putting down other people. And I have to say, again, apologize. But, I'm pretty happy, but I just hope, I just went through another, my anxiety disorder, because I have anxiety disorder. I'm not only Asperger or severe ADHD, but it also came with anxiety disorder. I hope I, get by for this. Wish me good vibes or pray for this to go away. It doesn't matter which religion, because I'm a universalist. I'm open. Okay? So, that's it. So, I hope I'll be making more videos. And I hope you guys have a groovy day and a far out lives. Yeah, peace and love, dude. So, das vidanya.